Just wanted to do a short video here. I think probably I have to sit down because I lost my tripod on the rush of finding the trail. So I just put my phone on a forest wall there, the help of some bush there. So probably the framing is not the best, probably. So just wanted to share the experience of taking the short trail in winter, which is not in use anymore. Um, so what I found is it's not highly recommendable to go for a not in use trail in winter if it's higher than 25,000 meters, which this one is. Uh, but if you have a adventurous guts and adventurous spirits, you can go for it, but you have to be sure of a couple of things like weather, trail, and all other essential stuff like shoes, proper clothes and food and stuff like that, and tent, just in case if you lost your way and you have to sleep in the forest. So I just want to share my experience of taking this trail in winter during snow time. So I have planned to be at Gupha Pokhari by 1 latest or 12:30, which I could have made, but I lost my way almost at the top of the climb. Uh, it was about 20 minutes away, the top was, and there was a little shade there, and the yak were walking that way, and I got confused with the yak tracks. I just followed the yak tracks and I went to the wrong way. So I had to come back, and I spent a couple of hours in the trail, in the shade. At once, I even I was even thinking about spending the night there at the shade, because my rule of thumb is not to climb after 2. So no matter where I'm at or where I'm going, I try not to gain altitude after 2. uh, I only continue walking. I only continue walking after 2 if it's going down, uh, or it is straight, so it's not up, high up. So by 2, either I settle down to the place I'm going for the day, or I have to spread out my tent. But today I was thinking about settling there, and the sun came up again. It was only 2:30, and I thought I should make an exception this time, because because I knew Gupha Pokhari was not that far from there. I just watched the trail, so I had to find the trail. So I just went for looking for. I just went to look for the right trail again, one more time, as last time, and finally, luckily I found the right trail, and then I started climbing at 2:30, and I made it here around maybe 10-15 minutes away from Gupha Pokhari now. So in an hour or so, because I have a heavy backpack and I have another carrying thing in my hand, and there's snow, and the trail is all covered, so all the challenges got coupled together. So it took longer than I expected, and I lost 2 hours almost. Yeah, maybe more than 2 hours in finding the right trail. I went this way first, I went down first, and then I had to come back. The trail was up here. So anyway, so what my suggestion is, for someone who wants to take the classic trail of any trekking area, even if it's not in use, you have to take a couple of things in mind. So if you've been to the trail before, take the trail even if it's winter, or you're alone, you can go for it. Or you have to have someone with you who knows the trail, who's been in the trail before, and check the weather, the latest weather forecast before you leave Gorja, if you are doing this trail, for example. So even in other places, so keep checking the weather, and always check the latest weather forecast before you leave. So for this trail, I recommend in winter you should come to Gorja first and you start walking from there. You should not do it from Dovan or somewhere down from Gorja. That's my recommendation. But if you know better, you can do it, otherwise. But my recommendation is to spend the night in Gorja and start early in the morning from Gorja. Uh, I started at 7. It was not early enough because of my heavy backpack and the snow. So I recommend starting at 6 latest if you are doing this trail in winter, and try to get to Gupha Pokhari before 11 or 12. So that's my experience. Um, so make sure you know the trail. So if you don't know the trail, get have someone who knows the trail and have good shoes. So for example, I had not that good shoes. I thought it's only 2500 meters, so I should be able to do with my classic Gold Star shoes, but they get wet quite quick, and I just changed my socks at the set where I warm up myself, and I put the waterproofing around it. Luckily I had some stuff to waterproof my socks. So if you have good shoes, that's good, but if you don't have, then um, have extra socks with you. If the one you are using get wet, you can change and dry up your feet, and make sure you have some waterproofing stuff with you in that case, and have plenty of food just in case if you have to spend the night in a shade or in a tent in the forest, and lots of hot water, which I had enough. So that would be my recommendation. So if you have been in the trail before, do it. You can do it in winter. Yeah, I think the snow was more than a fit, but I managed without any what do you call it, crampons or any stick or anything. Uh, I had no trekking pole. I had a stick I grabbed from the forest, but I lost it. I broke it. So you can even do it without trekking pole if you've been here before and you know the trail. So yeah, keep those things in mind and happy trails. Be a real nomad.